Hey there, everybody. Just got an email via my webpage from Dennis, and Dennis asks, he has the raw file, and he wanted to know if he has to convert it because he wants to make an enlargement. And if he does convert it, does it lose quality? So, it's a good question, very good question, because when I first started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing with the raw file. But it's great that you're shooting raw to begin with. So this is what you do. You do have to edit the file. You can save it as a TIFF file, but most places aren't going to accept those files to print from. What I do is I export it out of Lightroom. I use Adobe Lightroom 2.0 right now to convert the raw file, do all my tweaks, and then export it as a JPEG at full resolution. The full resolution files for me come out to about 10 megabytes a piece, maybe 7 to 10, depending on black and white, color, and the subject. They're pretty big files. I've done my own tests to determine whether or not you lose a lot of quality, and really at the highest JPEG, you're not going to lose anything, in my opinion. And I've blown stuff up to 40 by 60 from converted files. I also take them in to Photoshop depending on the size that I want to print it. So if it's going to be a 40 by 60, I export the file. I can do it as a TIFF file, open it in Photoshop, knock it back down to the 8 bits because JPEG won't do the 16 bits, and then grow the file. Well, I grow it as a TIFF. You grow it to the size that you're going to print. So if I'm going to print a 40 by 60, I make the size 40 by 60. Now, some people tell you that it's better to do it in increments, that if you do it in 20% increments, it's better quality as you get larger. I've never done it. I've tried it. It doesn't, to me, look any different. My prints look amazing, so I don't do that. I just grow it straight up, look at it, make sure everything's fine, make sure the corrections are great, and go from there. So what I do after there is I save it as that JPEG at the highest resolution, which is a JPEG 12. I export everything at 300 DPI, even though the DPI doesn't affect really anything in the print. And that's what I do. So you have the JPEG. Now you can upload it to anywhere that you want to get it printed. And you really don't lose any quality. So depending on the camera, and if you're cropping, which we know what I think about cropping, if you're not cropping, you can go huge. I used to go 20 by 30 from the 4 megapixel D2H, so you can go big. So really, Dennis, edit the files. You convert the raw files in Lightroom, or there are other programs out there that will allow you to do it, but I like using Lightroom for organizing and for editing. And then you save it as the highest res JPEG, and you're good to go, and you shouldn't lose any quality at all. So I hope that answers it. And anybody else, any questions, Jared at jaredpolin.com. See ya.